Hey, so this is a quick little lecture to all those dorky managers out there who seem to get a big head when managing girls. Because they're an OnlyFans manager, they seem to be conflating that with being a pimp and talking to girls however they want and calling them whatever they want on the internet. So this is a quick little lecture to remind all those dorks to be a professional. Hey, I'm Bjorn Olsen from OFM.com and the Empire Forums, owner of the OnlyFans Empire, an OnlyFans management agency managing girls in the top 1% from all over the world, completely remotely, hence different hotel rooms and pets and all my different videos. Check us out at OFM.com or at OFMpire on all major social media platforms. But for now, let's get back to the video. All right. So I made this little cool thing here on Paint because I'm fancy like that. All right. So the first thing, as I said, leave the ego out of it. I suspect, I cannot prove obviously, but I suspect that a lot of these managers that I see in these communities, Telegram, Discord, whatever, I suspect that their motives for becoming a manager might have been to compensate for their lack of being able to get girls, for lack of putting it in a better way. I suspect that some of these managers are actually simps, and the only way to really get in contact or talk to some of these more attractive girls was to start an agency, manage them. I suspect that may be a motive, but I cannot prove it. So regardless, whatever it is, you're here now and you're doing it. So now's the time to be a professional, all right? So leave the ego out of it. They are a client. They did not sign up to you because they like you or they think you're attractive or they want to be with you or they want to sleep with you. They signed up to you because you offer them a proposition that can make them rich. That's why they signed up to you. All right? Second, always use invoices. This is for models, VAs, any other employees that you might be using. Always use invoices, always use a paper trail. Mainly with VAs. I see a lot of managers out there and they kind of just pay VAs willy-nilly. So when I say always use invoices, I know a lot of people, well, I assume that they would use them with models because it can't be that stupid, right? Like they can't be that stupid. But I know that a lot of people don't use them with VAs because they're just VAs. No, use fucking invoices with everything. You're running a business, all right? Okay. Third, don't make the model do anything that they aren't comfortable doing. Kind of stating the obvious, but don't. I made a few videos, or I made a lot of videos about content requirements and, something that you'll send the model. So they have a rough guide on what kind of content to create and how much content to create in order to keep the marketing efforts flowing, in order to keep everything above board, in order to keep everything working. Yes. Now, it seems like common sense that if a model does not want to do any of those, then don't. Don't make them. This does not mean that you have to continue doing business with them. If they're declining something that you think is paramount to marketing or to selling and they don't want to do it, don't make them do it. But if they don't, you're not inclined to stay in business with them. You can terminate the contract. I'm just saying, don't make them do anything they don't want to do because it goes on the internet. It's there forever. It's not your body. It's their body. So if they're not comfortable doing it, don't make them do it. But then on the other hand, if they don't want to do it, no worries at all. It might be better to part ways. Just maybe it might be time to call it a day, all right? But just don't force them to do anything. Fourth, on a request for location avoidance. Now, I've seen a lot of models get confused about the possibilities. They get confused about what we can and can't do. So what I mean by that is on OnlyFans, you can exclude certain countries, which means if someone logs on from a certain country, they can't see your profile. No worries at all. It's built in the settings. Cool. I'm pretty sure you can even block IP addresses. Pretty sure. Get confused with all these different platforms out there. I'm pretty sure you can. That's cool. That's cool. But if they say, don't show me, for example, don't show my Instagram to New Zealand, well, this is where it gets a little confusing because that's not possible. Instagram shows you content based on the hashtags, based on the audience. It does not choose country. You cannot go through and select a whole country to not be able to see your content. You can, try and avoid people in those countries. I'm not sure how, but you can try with the use of hashtags or targeting a specific audience. You can try, but you can't honor that request. So if a model says, don't show any of my content in any of these countries, so okay, I can't do that with all the platforms, but what I can do is I can disable this country from seeing your OnlyFans. So there's a possibility they might see your social media content. We can't help that. But what we can do is that when they click the link and try and see your OnlyFans, they won't be able to see that. That's the best we can do, all right? So just say that, because that's true. Okay? As I said at the beginning, remember, this is e-commerce. You are selling a product. People are purchasing your product. Remember that at the end of the day, this is e-commerce. You're not a pimp. You are not hiring escorts. These models are not selling themselves on the street. They're selling a product. And they think that you can help them sell that product. Anyway, just remember, it's e-commerce. Now, as I was saying before about invoices, you pay your employees / your VAs before you eat. Before you eat. So many times I see VAs chasing up managers in these different communities out there, different telegrams and Discord. So many times I see VAs chasing these managers, saying they owe me like 2 months, they owe me like a month, I worked, I can't track them, they changed the username. So many times. Look, if you're getting into business and you're deciding to hire employees, you pay them before you eat. Otherwise, don't get into business, right? Secondly, find it odd that they're chasing managers because they haven't been paid for a month or 2 months. We pay all of our VAs weekly. I recommend everyone to do that. And second of all, if you're a VA that hasn't been paid for the first month, but you say, all right, I'll work for the second month, even though you haven't paid for the first month, it's kind of on you as well. But that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, point is, you pay your VAs, your employees, before you eat. Fourth, track everything. Mainly track progress, but you want to track login credentials. You want to track finances. You want to see how well you're doing, how well each model's doing. You want to track your incomings, your outgoings, because at the end of the day, you want to track. You want to make sure that you're making money. Otherwise, why are you in this? Well, you could be in this, as I said at the start, because you have an ego and you want to work with girls, and you want to be awesome, top shit. But assuming you're in it to make money, you want to track everything, otherwise you might not be making money like you thought you were. I know I had a couple of businesses when I was out of high school, had a t-shirt business, and what else did I do? Developed apps as well for a while, and I didn't track everything, and so in my mind I was making money, but then when I put it all on paper, I was like, no, I'm losing money with each shirt I sell. But to be honest, at that point in time, I was just out of high school. I didn't really care. It made me feel good. Everyone else saw me as an entrepreneur, and I was like, and I cared more about what they saw than the money I actually made. But as you grow up a bit, you're like, we should probably make some money. So yeah, track everything using spreadsheet or Airtable. You see my other videos, you know I love spreadsheets because spreadsheets essentially have their own coding language, and I know that language, and when I change, it works. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I understand a lot of people like Airtable, understandably. It's a good platform. So track everything, whether it's spreadsheet, Airtable, whatever. Fourth, eighth, ninth, whatever, last one. Do not share the model's media. So if you've seen my other videos and you've been doing this for a while, you'll know that I say, get the model to upload all the content to a shared Google Drive folder. You provide the link, they upload all the content to that Google Drive folder, and then you use that content as you see fit for marketing purposes, selling, etc., etc., etc. Now, what you should not do, what you cannot do, is go to a party, hang out with the boys and say, hey, check out this model I have, check out her content. Do not do that. Yes, I know they will not know if you do it. I know no one will find out. Well, no one will probably find out. But if you are that immature and you want to go to a party or whatever, and you want to hang out with your friends and show off this model you have, then you really should not be in this because you can't control your emotions, all right? And that's it. And I'll just leave it at that. Just a short little lecture because I see a lot of dorks out there. I actually see some YouTube videos, to be honest. I don't want to go naming names, but this is kind of what made me bring it up. And the way they refer to girls and talk about them as though it's like a relationship or that, like, ugh, it's, yeah, ugh. So I thought I'd make this video just to remind all those dorks out there that don't be a dork when you're managing, all right? Don't be a dork when you're managing. That's it. So if you like the video, go smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. And remember, sign up to the Empire forums. I don't have the window open here, can't bother opening it, but if you've seen my other videos, you know how fucking awesome it is. So, I'll see you on the Empire forum.
The ultimate hub for OnlyFans success.